Howdy y'all. So, on my way to a house call and I thought, I'm going to make a video. So yes, today we're going to go over the Windows File Explorer. I know some of you are thinking, really, Michael? The Windows File Explorer? Trust me, this is a necessary thing I have to do here. Yes, it's Computers 101, but you'd be amazed how many people just never took Computers 101. Very basic stuff, but if you know what the Windows File Explorer is and you know how to use it and you know how to find your files, this isn't the video for you. For the rest of you, pay attention. Let me give you a good for instance. Someone calls and says, I've been working on my resume and I need to upload it to a potential employer and I can't find it. Of course, my question is, well, where is it? And the answer I usually get is, it's in Word. Bad news, folks. It's not in Word. Never was. So I came up with a good analogy. If you can imagine a record player, you use your record player to play records. But you would never dream of saying the record is in the record player. Your records are on the shelf. And that's kind of how your hard drive works. You have files in a filing cabinet, so to speak. So when someone says my music is in iTunes or my file is in Word, it tells me that they just have a little misunderstanding about how files are stored on the computer. It also explains why they're unable to find their files when it comes time to attach them to an email or upload them to a website. The first question the computer asks is, where is the file? I don't care what type of file it is. I don't care what program you use to create or edit the file. I want to know, where does the file live on the bookshelf, so to speak. So that's why we're going to go over this. Hopefully you learned something. I'll be honest with you folks, this is a little strange for me. 25 years ago I was taking computer programming in high school. And I guarantee if you'd gone back in time and told 17-year-old me that at the age of 42 you're going to be making videos on how to use the Windows File Explorer, I'd have told you you're full of shit. Anyway, I hope this helps. Stay tuned and here we go.
Back in the day, your computer, when you turned it on, it probably looked like this. That's all you got was a blinking cursor. And so it forced you to learn where your files were. Now, things have changed a lot thanks to the File Explorer. We don't have to use just a DOS prompt to look at all of our files here. Here's the way we did things back in the 80s and 90s. Not very fun, is it? So let's get out of this. We're basically looking at the same thing, but in a much cleaner, friendlier view here. Alright, so this is the Windows desktop. Well, this is my Windows desktop anyway. And on most of your computer, at least right out of the box, you're going to see this little manila folder here. That is the File Explorer, and that's what we're going to go over now. So I'm going to move my mouse down there and click on it. And then when we zoom out a little bit, we can see, well, lots of stuff. But the main thing I want to go over is what we see on the left side here. So I'm just going to use my finger, it's easier. We've got the desktop. That's all the icons on your desktop. These little guys. It's just a different way of looking at the files. So if you have a ton of files on your desktop, and I know a lot of folks do, and you're trying to find something, the File Explorer might actually be a little bit easier to get that. So let's go back to the File Explorer. 99.99% of what you're going to be looking for is going to be up here under Quick Access. We have the desktop, your downloads. So if you've downloaded a file from an email or from a website, it's probably going to be in here. Documents, pictures, music, pretty self-explanatory. The biggest mistake that I see folks make is that they rely on the, take Microsoft Word for example. It may show you a list of recently used files, but it doesn't readily tell you where those files are located. At least most people don't pay attention to where those files are located. And the problem there is that that document you've been working on for days or even months, if you're not careful to pay attention where that file is located, when it comes time to find it and attach it to an email or upload it or copy it, it makes your job very difficult. So start paying attention to where the file is actually being saved when you save it. And when it comes time to find it again, it would be a good practice to come down here to the File Explorer, Again, that's this. Well, now it says this PC. I'm going to close the window so you can see what it looks like. Again, it's just a little manila folder. I'm going to click on it again, open it back up, and we have the C drive here. I don't want to digress too much, but that's your main hard drive. This is where everything is stored, pretty much. Now, this old computer does have a CD, DVD drive. If you have a new computer, you probably won't see this, and good riddance to that. This PC is a little more all-encompassing here. If you really want to get technical and look at your C drive, or look at other drives, flash drives, SD cards, things like that, that is going to appear here. So again, it's a good habit to get used to working with the file's actual location on the bookshelf, in the filing cabinet, so to speak. If you rely on another program to kind of hold your hand and find the file for you, or you know, they say your biggest strengths are your biggest weaknesses, and I definitely consider that a weakness, is allowing another program to hold your hand a little too much, and then you don't know where the file actually is. So one of the things I do with my customers quite often is I teach them how to open the File Explorer and get used to, you know, if you're working with a document, come over here to the documents, click on that, and your documents folder may be just a huge mess. Maybe you have years worth of documents in here, and that is a little discouraging. So the next thing I want to show you is how to search for files. So let's say I have a whole bunch of files here, and I don't want to take the time to sift through all the files and folders and try to find something. So let's say I'm looking for a resume. We're going to go up here to the top right of the screen. As you can see, it says Search Documents. We're going to click on that. And I'm going to look for my resume. It's called Resume something or another. Can't remember exactly what it's called, so I'm just going to type in R-E-S-U-M-E and press Enter on the keyboard, and let's see what comes up here. It's searching, 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 and voila, there it is. Now, if we move over to the right a little bit, you can see it shows the actual location. It's on the C drive. Oh, focus. Come on, camera, focus. It's on the C drive in a folder called Users, and in my user account, which is just called User, in a subfolder called Documents. The main thing is this last part here, and that's the Documents folder. That tells us where the file is located. So when it comes time to upload it, now we know where to find it. The reason why this is important is your resume, if you didn't pay attention very carefully, it could have saved to a number of different places depending on, you know, what your last setting was. So I mean, your resume could very well easily be in any number of folders here. Now let's do another for instance. Let's say I'm looking for, oh, I don't know, a PDF file, okay, and I don't know where it is. So to search for a file and you don't know where it is, the best way is to go to this PC. Now this is going to take some time, but it may be worth it in the long run because I'm going to search my entire hard drive here. In this case, I want to search for a PDF file. I don't know the name of it, I just know it's a PDF. I only know the type of file. So we're going to go back up to the search here and type in a wildcard, which is the star or the asterisk. So star, that means any file name, period, PDF. So I'm telling the computer I want to search for all PDF files. I don't care what the file name is as long as it ends in PDF. And I'm going to press Enter on the keyboard. And here we go. It's searching the hard drive. Let's give it a moment to search. Now, keep in mind it is searching all of your files, so this may take a while. Let's be patient and see what happens. Alright, and the search results are in. My computer found 2 PDF files. The one I really wanted was this one that says example that I made earlier. I'm not sure what this other one is. Truth is, I don't care. I'm really after this one. As you can see, its location is actually in the music folder. I accidentally saved it there. That's not really where it belongs. But the point is, if you do lose a file, you can do searches like this to find them really easily. Beats the heck out of sifting through thousands and thousands of files. Now the last thing I want to show you is the View menu. So I'm going to go back to the Documents folder. Now let's pretend here that you just have a year's worth of documents, as most of us do. One of the views that we can change, I'm going to show you up here. We have the View tab. I'm going to click on that. And we have several different options here. We have extra large icons, large, and medium icons, and well, small icons too, but I think those are useless. these extra large icons, and even the large ones, are useful, especially for looking at pictures. Because if you're looking down here, we don't want to just see the file name. Sometimes we want to see an actual, thumbnail of what the picture looks like. Now, the one thing I want to show you next is the details view, and that's actually the view that we're on now. But to get there, we click on View and then Details. And when we click on that, again, we're in the Documents folder. That's shown up here in the address line. This tells us where we are right now. Now, I only have one document. But again, if I had lots of them and I needed to sort them alphabetically, I could click on this Name column. Or if I wanted to sort them chronologically by date, I could sort them by clicking on Date, and it will sort them chronologically. If I have a bunch of different file types like Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, PDFs, things like that, I could sort them by type, and that will put all the Word documents adjacent to each other, all the Excel sheets adjacent to each other, and so on. And the last column here is the size. So let's say I have a video file. Videos tend to be pretty big files, and I want to sort and find the videos, a massive video somewhere on the hard drive, or there's a videos folder down here. I'm not going to get into that, but I could sort by size, and then it'll sort. Here we have a really small file here, but a video is going to be pretty sizable, and it should appear at the top or the bottom of the list. And you can do reverse order. So if you click size again, if your smallest ones are at the top here, you click it again, and the biggest ones will be at the top. Same thing goes for the name. So if we sort alphabetically, it should sort it A to Z. If you click it again, it'll sort it Z to A. I hope that is helpful. The truth is, I could spend hours on this thing. I just wanted to go over the basics to help you find the files that you need. I'll do one more little how-to here. We're going to go to the Downloads folder. Now in the Downloads folder, I have a handful. Downloads folder, you especially want to go sort them by date, because if you just downloaded something 5 seconds ago and you can't find it, or you lost it in your browser, you could come to the File Explorer, click on Downloads, and click on the Date Modified field here, and your most recent download should appear at the top. As you can see, I recently downloaded and installed LibreOffice, and there she is.
Wasn't that fun? I hope you learned something. Hopefully this helps you find your files a little more easily and helps you understand how files are stored on the hard drive. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.